Good morning, everybody. My name is Karen Batty. It is February 3rd, and welcome to the Strong Start Call. This is for people who either are just starting off and want to know how to get off to a strong start, or maybe you've been around a while and you're looking to sort of refresh your business and get off to a strong start for the new year. So either one of those things is great, and welcome. You're in the right place. And actually, show of hands, how many of you have ever wished to yourself, if just one time in my life, I wish I could be at exactly the right place at exactly the right time to just have something fabulous happen? Like, buying stock in Apple in its first year, like if you only knew, or Disney, buying Disney stock when it just opened up because you knew it was just gonna explode. Anybody ever wish they were in the right place at the right time? Okay. Well, all I can say to that is congratulations, because right now you are in exactly the right place at exactly the right time. Pampered Chef is poised to have probably one of the strongest years it's ever had in its history. I've been in business with Pampered Chef about 21 years, and of those 21 years, there have been probably 3 years where we've had just exponential growth. And it's usually because maybe there was a strong economy or there was a housing boom. There was something that sort of fueled that explosive growth. But what's really cool is right now we have multiple things in place that are going to fuel just an amazing, amazing time. Number one, we have a strong economy. People are employed. Yay. Any of you know any 20-somethings or early 30-somethings that are moving or have recently moved or are planning to move? I've got 2 that are loading up a car right now. Okay, so 20-somethings, 30-somethings, they're moving out of their parents' homes in droves. They're getting apartments, they're getting houses, they have kitchens to fill. Then cooking is in, right? Watch the television, look on Pinterest, you see it everywhere. Cooking is really, really in, and eating healthy, farm to table is very in. About a year and a half ago, we got a new CEO, Tracy Britt Cool. She's amazing. And when she first came in, it takes a while for her ideas to kind of take hold and take fruition, and they have. And I'm telling you, just hold on for the ride. One of the changes that she made was hiring Bill Bucklew. Bill is the head of our product development. He's earned an International Innovation Award. He says it's his goal with Pampered Chef not to just keep us on trend, but to set the trends. His goal is to create products in our line that are available no place else to drive our businesses. So what's great is, even if you're thinking to yourself, I've never run a business before, I don't know what I'm doing, guess what? The people at our home office, they know what they're doing. Okay, so you don't even really have to, because I'm living proof of that. Okay, and then in addition to that, it's a new year. And here at the Pampered Chef, we get to earn incentive trips. They always start January 1st and they run through the year. So it's only February 3rd. You guys have plenty of time, if you want, to earn an incentive trip with the Pampered Chef. And you're starting in the month of February is an awesome host bonus. Our Rock is one of our highest demand products. And right now it's on special to hosts, right? So this is what you get to offer to your friends and family and coworkers and acquaintances who agree to help you get the ball rolling by hosting a party. So you're not really asking them a favor. You've got an amazing gift to offer. They can get all the host rewards plus a Rock at 60% off, okay? And then when those people come to those parties in February, you get to talk up the March new product line. How many of you have already seen some or all of the new product line? Yeah, pretty cool, huh? A lot of those products are things that are not offered anywhere but with Pampered Chef. So for all of these reasons, like I said, you're in exactly the right place at exactly the right time. There have never been this many things converging all at once. So I'm so excited for you guys, and all I can say is, in the beginning, you might feel like you're drinking out of a fire hose, but just hang on, because you're on for the ride of your life, okay? But now what we're going to cover is, okay, well, that all sounds great, but, you know, Karen, where do I start? And that's what we're going to be talking about, is what to do right now when you're brand new to really help you get off to a strong start. Before I start doing the screen share, any questions so far? Can everybody hear me okay? Nod, give me a thumbs up. All right.
Sounds good.
Okay, so I'm going to do my screen share, and you guys have no idea. Up until like a month ago, this is how I did a screen share. Hey, take a look at this paper. Anyway, now I'm getting all fancy on here. Okay. All right. So step one in getting off to I said it again. I keep saying so. I just can't even help myself. All right. Step number one, set a goal. You know, some people, when they're new, it's like, I don't know what I want. But, and some people say, well, you know, I'm just going to give it a try and see what happens. But saying I'm just going to sign up and see what happens is kind of like getting in a car and saying, I'm going to see where the car goes. Well, getting in the car isn't going to do a whole lot of good. You actually have to put the keys in the ignition and drive it someplace, okay? But you are the CEO of your business, so you get to set the goal that's right for you. But I warn you not to set it too low. This is one of my favorite quotes. A goal should scare you a little and excite you a lot. So if you already know your goal, go ahead and write it down and have it in front of you, your business goal, okay? If you're one of those people that's saying, uh-oh, I don't really know what my goal should be, well, think about it. Do you want to earn free products? Because in the first 90 days of your business, in addition to commission, you're going to earn these wonderful things called Pampered Chef dollars. Pampered Chef dollars are to Pampered Chef, like what Disney dollars are to Disney. And again, like I said, you earn these in addition to commission. Your commission is cash. You can pay your bills or whatever. Pampered Chef dollars, that's how you're going to get additional products and paperwork. Okay? So if you're thinking to yourself, I want some of that new cookware, well, figure out what pieces you want. As consultants, we can buy new product samples at half off. So figure out what you want, take the half off price, and then figure out how many Pampered Chef dollars you need to get what you want for free.
So you can use your Pampered Chef dollars to get things at half price.
Yes. So those new samples are half price to consultants. So we purchase them at half off and we pay for them with Pampered Chef dollars. So really, this month, 100 Pampered Chef dollars is going to turn into $200 worth of new spring products. 300 Pampered Chef dollars would be $600 worth of new spring products.
So just a quick question. The new product line is coming out in March.
Yep.
So as a brand new consultant on less than 48 hours, am I still able to go on and get some of the new things at 50% off, or not until I become active?
I believe you can right now, but you might have to be active first, which is just submitting a show. That's a good question. Hey, Michelle, you're on this call. She's one of our other directors on the team. Do you know the answer to that off the top of your head? Let me unmute you. There we go.
I do not know that answer off the top of my head, but I would think that you would kind of have to have a little investment in the company first, meaning submit a show, being at least active with 150 in sales in order to get any.
And actually, I would say submit a few shows so you've got your 100 Pampered Chef dollars or more and get them for free. I never want people to, you're here to make money, not spend money, but you can still get everything you want. So how do you earn these Pampered Chef dollars? Well, do your job, basically. For every $1,250 that you guys submit in your first 90 days in commissionable sales, you're going to get 100 Pampered Chef dollars, okay? Now, the national show average is 650. So basically, every couple of shows that you submit, you're looking at 100 Pampered Chef dollars. You don't have to wait too long to get those spring products. You just have to get a couple shows in, and then you can actually get them for free instead of even paying half off. Plus, every time you sponsor a new team member, that's 100 Pampered Chef dollars. Most everybody's first couple of team members are people they already know. They're family, friends, coworkers, neighbors that they know who need a job or love to cook or whatever. Usually when people are new, they get into this and they're really shocked as to how much money they make right away and what kind of products they get right away. And they're so excited. They usually know a couple people to say, oh my gosh, you should totally think about doing this. When those people join your team or people that you meet at shows, yeah, you're going to get 100 Pampered Chef dollars for every team member that you sponsor. Okay, so those Pampered Chef dollars can really add up. So you might set your goal based on how many Pampered Chef dollars you'd like to earn. Some people base it on how much cash they want to earn. I know I needed to make $600 to $800 a month right off the bat, or something was going to be turned off in my home. Either I was going to lose electricity or lose my phone or something. So that was a clear goal for me. I knew exactly how much money I needed to make. And I went with a conservative, let's go based on, $100 per party. So I knew my goal should be, to do 8 parties a month. Okay. So another way that you can set your goals, most of you signed up in January, and you guys can earn a 50% rebate on whatever kit you paid for. Earn that rebate by submitting $1,250 in sales in your first 30 days. Now, your 30 days starts around the time that you receive your kit. Oh, somebody's got some noise in the background. Who was coughing, you might want to mute. So your day 30, you will know that based on the email that you get from the home office that welcomes you to the company. Your day 30 should be right on there. It will also be on Consultants Corner, where your shows are in an area where we track our commissionable sales. It'll also have your day 30 and your day 90. You want to definitely write these dates down on your calendar and know that it's not just when shows are submitted during your first 30 and 90 days, but when your shows, not just when they're held, but when they're submitted. So if you're going for that 50% rebate, you need to submit. That means send into the home office, close the show, and send it in so that at least $1,250 in sales has been submitted by your day 30. So if on day 29 you have a party, but the host wants to keep it open for a few days to follow up with some people who couldn't come at the last minute, and you submit that show on day 32, that doesn't count toward your first 30-day incentive. So just be aware of that. Okay. And based on how many shows you do in a month, you're going to earn about 20 to 25. You'll earn somewhere between 20 and 25% commission. Again, the national show average is $650, so you'll probably look at making $125 to $150 per party. So you might base your goals on how much money you want to make or whether or not you want to get a rebate. Pampered Chef dollars the rest, okay? And then other people base it on how much time they have to give to this business. They say, gosh, I'd love to make $1,000, but I don't know if I have time for that because I'm so new. I don't even know how much time a show takes. Well, a live, in-home cooking show is about a 4 to 5 hour shift when you are new. You are not going to be in the host's house for 4 to 5 hours. Please don't. They'll never book with you. They'll be like, I had this Pampered Chef party and the lady never left, right? So you're going to probably be in the host's house maybe 2.5 to 3 hours with an hour or so outside of that party, doing sort of some of the behind-the-scenes stuff. We have other trainings that tell you about the behind-the-scenes stuff, entering orders and making host packets and working with hosts. But for now, just trust me, it's about 4 to 5 hours per party. Each virtual party is maybe a little less time. It's 3 to 4 hours a week, generally. And the cool thing about virtual parties is it's truly pockets of time, 5 minutes here, 10 minutes there, to make a post, to scroll through the event, to make comments and answer questions. And over a week's time, you might be looking at a cumulative 3 to 4 hours.
Karen,
So,
is there a difference in the national average for what a virtual party garners as far as sales versus an in-home party?
That is a great question. I know that Pampered Chef tells us the national show average is $650. I'm not quite sure if they've kind of separated that out, which are live and which is virtual. I know they are working on that, however, because recently they made a change to how we enter shows, and they actually have us click if it is a virtual party happening on Facebook so they can track some of this. My personal experience is my sales tend to be higher at live shows because people get to use the products and try them out. However, there are many people on our team who are strictly virtual consultants. They do absolutely all of their sales through Facebook parties, and they have very, very strong show averages.
Okay.
So, yeah, you know, there's definitely ways of doing virtual parties to make them as strong or even stronger than the live shows. And again, we have training specifically for that.
So
Great.
I would say I'm brand new. I've been on less than 48 hours. So a virtual party, would that be just, for example, somebody says, I want a virtual party. You post the link on Facebook through email and it's all done. There's no in person, just all done.
Right. There's no in person, but we set up an event on Facebook.
Okay.
Create an event and we post. And by the way, you don't have to wonder, what am I supposed to post? How often should I post? Because our team has an outline that we share. By the way, the other reason why you're in the right place at the right time is because I got to tell you, you signed up onto one of the strongest and fastest growing teams in the nation. We have an amazing director team, and we meet monthly and we brainstorm who's going to do what for the organization to make it super easy. And we have a group of 3 or 4 people who've been doing virtual parties for a long, long time and having great success with it. And they come up with an outline every single month and share it with all of us. Pretty cool. That's not happening everywhere. So you guys are very lucky, and so are we. Okay, so if you're thinking you could put 8 to 10 hours a week into this business, you could be looking at about 2 shows a week on average. And you can, do the math from there just to think about how much money you could make and how many Pampered Chef dollars you can earn and all that kind of good stuff. Okay, so step 1, make the goal. All right, and share it with your director, because what director really means is trainer, and we are here to help you achieve the goals you set for your business. Okay, that's our dream, that's our joy, that's our job, and we love doing it. So step 2 is set a date for your launch party or your kickoff party. All right, we recommend that if possible, that should be within 10 to 14 days of ordering your kit, because it takes about a week to get your kit. And you want to just jump right in. You want to have a couple of days to kind of play with everything, get it out of the box, but then you don't want to wait too much longer. You want to jump right in and get going with playing with your products. By the way, if you haven't received your kit yet, when it arrives, grab a phone or have someone grab a phone and make a little video of you, or grab your laptop and go Facebook Live when you open up that kit. Okay, be excited. Let everybody see what comes in that kit. Oh my gosh, look what I got. Okay, some people might decide they want to join your team. Others might look at the products and say, hey, you're doing Pampered Chef? I'll have a party. Okay, so it's kind of a back step way of kind of getting the word out there, rather than calling people going, hey, I'm a new Pampered Chef consultant. Go Facebook Live and let them know your kit arrived. Okay, so you're going to set the launch date for your party. And at this party, you'll be the host, earning all the free and discounted products. And if it's in February, which it should be for most of you, that means a rock crock at 60% off. Woohoo! Plus, you're going to be the consultant earning all the commission. You guys are double dipping right away. Okay, so you get the products in your kit, plus at this party, you're getting more additional free product. You're also earning commission and Pampered Chef dollars so that you can buy those new spring products at half off and pay for them with your PC dollars. There is no reason to spend money on products right now. Just get out there and start doing some shows. Okay. All right. By the way, on your voice message, make sure to put Pampered Chef on there. If you call my phone, it'll say you've reached the Batty family and Karen Batty with the Pampered Chef. Okay, so mention it on there. It's free advertising. Okay, so you set your launch date. You're going to be the host and the consultant. Now we're on to step 3. Step 3 is to create your top 20. Top 20 list of people you know. By the way, just start listing people you know. Just make the list as long as it can be, and from that very long list, you're going to pick your top 20. These are just the first top 20 people that come to mind that you know pretty well. You can actually be starting the list right now if you've got your pen and paper there. And you want to think of it like spokes on a tire, these names going out in different directions. So you don't want to pick all family members or all coworkers. You might want to pick a couple coworkers, a couple of family members, a couple of neighbors, maybe a few people that you knew that you went to school with, you know, when you were younger, maybe a past job that you had, a couple of people there, so that you're spreading your business out in different directions, okay? And there's what's called a Franks list, Franks. Okay, so the F stands for friends, R stands for relatives, A stands for acquaintances, N stands for neighbors, K stands for kids, so people you know through your children, or if you don't have children, people you knew from your childhood. And F is spouse or significant other. If you have one, who are people you know through your spouse or significant other. Okay, and you just put a few names in each of those categories, and boom, you've got your top 20. Now, what are you going to do with this top 20 list? First, before I get into that, I want to tell you guys, we developed this system of getting off to a strong start by really intentionally having a really fabulous kickoff party. People who follow this to the letter are usually astounded by the results. Not just the results of the party that day, but what happens in all the months that follow. As a result of this system, we've had many people in the top 25 and even a few people in the top 5 and a couple of people in the top 1 spot of new consultants by the time their day 90 rolls around. Okay, so this system really works. It's not hard, but it's intentional. Okay, so you got your top 20 list, and the first thing you're going to do is what I call start with your kidney donors. If you're like, what the heck? What do you mean? That's 2 people that if you called them up and said, I need a favor, I need a kidney, they'd be like, which do you want, the left or the right? Okay, so these are people who would do anything for you. Most people have at least 2 kidney donors in their life. If you have 3, great. Give them a call. What you want to do is you're going to be asking them a favor. The favor is not to have a party because, let's face it, our hosts make out great. The favor is the timing. You want to fill the week after your kickoff party because at your kickoff party, you will get bookings. You'll probably get a couple of bookings, but those people probably won't want to book 3 or 4 days out or a week out. Most of the people are going to want to schedule them a few weeks out. So you want to fill those dates so you don't just do a kickoff party and then have 2.5 weeks off. Okay, you want to get some momentum. You want to picture your new business like that airplane going down the runway. Okay, the plane does not get off the ground going slowly or stopping halfway down the runway. Okay, so once you start, you want to get that momentum going so you get lift. So you can call those kidney donor people, let them know you started a new Pamper Chef business if they don't know already, and let them know that you're looking for a few practice shows. You know, just see if they'd be willing to have a few friends over so you can practice on them. They'll all have fun. Maybe make a little something chocolate or offer something you think they'd enjoy. And then say, you know, so what do you think? And will you do that the week following my kickoff party? And explain why that's important. Explain what I just explained to you, that people are going to book, but they're probably not going to book for 2 to 3 weeks. And you want to fill that gap. And would they be willing to have a few friends over during that time frame? This is not a big favor to ask. This isn't planning a wedding. Okay, this isn't having 50 people over their house. You really just need practice. I don't care if you're practicing in front of 3 people or 23 people. The more the merrier, but they don't have to feel like, oh my goodness, I need 15 or 20 people in my home. Okay. Usually the kidney donor people will say okay to that. All right. So now, hopefully after you reach out to those people, and you could do that this weekend, then you'll have your kickoff party. And the next week you'll have a couple of parties already lined up. All right. And then you've got the rest of your top 20 list. So what are you going to do with these other 18 people? You're going to reach out to them personally through text or Facebook Messenger, or pick up the phone. If it's your mother, just call your mother. And you're going to say something like, I have exciting news. Do you have a minute to talk? If you're a young female, they're going to think you're pregnant or just got engaged or something. They'll be like, yeah, I got time. What's up? And then here's what you can say. And by the way, in the end, if you'd like, you can let me know your email address and I will email you this PowerPoint slide so that you can go through and copy and paste these words. Okay, so don't feel like you have to write them all down. You'll have access to them. You could say something like, I'm so excited. I just started my own Pampered Chef business. Would you be willing to have a few friends over so I can get some practice? I promise it'll be fun. We can maybe make something chocolate and you'll get free products for helping me out. What do you think? Notice I'm encouraging you to say, what do you think? Not do you want to do that? Do you want to do that is yes or no. What do you think is an open-ended question. So that if they're unsure, if they have a concern, they'll share that concern with you. And you can come up with a solution, or if you can't, you can message your director. And believe me, whatever you're hearing, we've heard it before. Big dogs, small houses, spouses who work nights, crying babies, a house under construction, bathroom not working. Believe me, whatever it is, we've heard it before. Share it with your director, and we'll give you a possible solution to share with that person. Okay, but you're just going to ask these 18 people. So I want you guys to unmute if you've got an answer to this. And I'm just wondering, how many of the 18 do you think are going to say yes? Holler out an answer. Anybody got a guess?
10.
10. That's what most people say. Here's the reality. 3. I want to tell you guys this because I want you going in it with eyes wide open. You don't need 10 to say yes. Not at all, to get off to a strong start. If you really do reach out to 18 people, statistically, about 1 out of every 6 to 8 people will say yes. So of those 18, probably 3 will say yes. Now, it's not because all of these 18 people don't love you dearly and want to help you, but some of them are going to have a lot of stressors going on in their lives right now. Their house might be under construction. They might be working extra hours at work. They might have a sick kid. They might have pneumonia. Who knows? They might have a really bad driveway that is full of ice right now. Who knows? But you don't need anywhere near 8 to 10 of them to say yes. If 3 say yes, do a happy dance because you are exactly on track for an amazing start. Because now you've got your kickoff party, your 2 kidney donors have booked, the week following, and now you've got 3 other people who've said yes, and they book, hopefully that next week out. Guide them into the week that you're booking. Talk up that rock crock at 60% off. Okay. By the way, there's another really great reason to book February besides the rock crock being on sale. Who can tell me why is February such a strong month? Why it's such a great month to have a party? Any
Tax
guesses?
returns.
Yes, Lynn got it. Woo! Yes. I looked it up a while ago. Usually November is my highest sales month of the year. Usually February is my second highest. And I couldn't figure it out for the longest time. And then it occurred to me, tax returns. People are flush with money. Okay, so when you're talking to people about hosting, let them know this is a fabulous month. They get a rock rocket 60% off and their friends will have money because either they just got a tax return or they know it's coming in a couple of weeks. Okay, so you'll have your kickoff party, your 2 kidney donors, and probably 3 other people who've said yes to parties. You get them in, now you've got 6. But think about it. You had 18 of your top 20 people. 3 of them have said yes to a party, and now you've got 15 people who just told you no. And these are people who know and love you. They're going to feel a little guilty. But what I want you to say to them is something like, you know what, that's okay. There's another way you can help me get my business off the ground. What do you think about hosting a virtual party on Facebook? I'll set up the event and you just click to invite your friends. I'll post about products, recipes, and time-saving cooking tips, and even a fun game or 2. And then people can just click to shop. How does that sound? Notice it's another open-ended question. Now, if you say this to the remaining 15 people, How many do you think will say yes to a virtual party? Statistically, it's a little better than a third. So you'll probably end up with 4 people who say, sure, I'll do a virtual party. You can start your virtual parties right away, or some people say, I want to get 3 or 4 live shows under my belt and kind of get used to those, and then I'll do the virtual parties after that. And the nice thing about virtual parties, you can run them all in the same week. You're just copying and pasting the same post to all 4 of those virtual parties, or however many you book. So don't feel like you have to spread them all out. In fact, I try never to do one virtual party. If I'm going to do one, I want to do a bunch. And I just run them all the same week.
You run a virtual party for 7 days?
Yep. Mm-hmm. Yep. Our outline that we share with you is a 7-day outline. Okay, so now hopefully you've got about 4 people who've said yes to that. Now there's still 11 people who've now said no to live show and no to a virtual party. And these are your top 20 people. So they're feeling really guilty. So then you could say something about, you know, hey, how about coming to my kickoff party with a few friends? It's going to be held on. Let them know the date. Tell them, my trainer tells me this will help me spread the word beyond family and friends right away. So you want to encourage them to bring 2 or 3 friends with them, not just attend your party. If you don't give them this option, people will just come to your kickoff party and they'll buy a baking stone and say, there, I supported her or him. So you want to give them another way. They're going to probably come and purchase anyway. And that's good for the day, but that's not helping you expand your business. See if they'll come to your kickoff party with 2 or 3 friends. Most people have a coworker or 2, a family member or 2, or a friend who loves to cook or needs a fun night out, or hates to cook and needs a rock crock in their life. Most people will know 2 or 3 people to invite. They'll be so thrilled that you're not twisting their arm about a party that if they are free, they'll say, oh, sure, yeah, I can come and I can invite some friends, absolutely. But usually only a third of the people that you invite will be free to make it that night. So of those 11, maybe 3 to 4 will say, yes, they're coming to your party. And now the rest will say, oh my gosh, I'm not free that night. I have to work or whatever. It's my husband's birthday, or for whatever reason, they're not going to be able to make it. And then you can just say, that's okay. Hey, if I gave you a catalog and some order forms, would you be willing to take them around with you for a few days to see if anybody you know needs anything? If you collect enough orders to make it a show, you'll still get free products. And if you don't collect that many orders, it still helps because I'll add them onto my kickoff party. Usually half of those people would be very happy to take a catalog around with you. Okay, this all stems from your top 20 list. All right, you're going to schedule your kickoff party. You're going to create your top 20 list. Call your kidney donors to book the week following your kickoff. To the rest, offer them an opportunity to have a party of their own. Of these 18, probably 3 will say yes. Then offer a virtual party. Probably 4 statistically will say yes. See if they'll come to your kickoff party with a few friends. Probably 3 to 4 will say yes to that. Ask them if they'd be willing to take a catalog around for a few days. Probably 3 to 4 will say that. How do you guys feel if this was kind of, if you took time over this weekend to connect with those top 20 people, maybe over the next 2 to 3 days, how would you feel if after 2 to 3 days of reaching out, you were looking at this? Would you be excited? You guys are all muted. And half of you put your cameras off, so all I can see is names on squares. I hope you'd be excited.
Karen.
Yes?
I'm very excited about what you just said, because I've been thinking about how do I get those that say they're not going to help me out to start. And that's some really good ideas. The fact that, you know, all those things that you said. So I definitely want you to send me that email so I can have that information.
In the end, I'll be posting my email address so that you can email me and say, please send me that PowerPoint. Yep, because the words are all in there. And what you're doing is these are people who want to help you, but they're not all going to be able to help you in the same way. For some, it's going to be the live party. For others, it's going to be attending your party. For some, it's going to be carrying around a catalog. For some, it's going to be a virtual party. But these are your top 20 people. They'll usually find something in that mix that they're really happy and comfortable doing. Okay? Then the next step, now this you can do it all in just a few days. The next step is start inviting the world to your Pampered Chef party, your kickoff party. I say invite everybody you know who eats. You're going to invite people who are young and old, men and women, long distance and local, people who love to cook, people who hate to cook. Okay? Don't prejudge. You will never insult anybody because you invited them to a Pampered Chef party. But if they found out you had one and you didn't invite them, they might feel slighted. So believe me, they're not all going to come, not even close. If you're lucky, a third of the local people will be able to attend your party. We're a busy culture. It's just the reality. So over-invite. Okay? And know that, like I said, many, many people are not going to be able to attend. If you say to each person who says to you, sorry, I can't make it, if you then respond either in person, over the phone, text, or message and say something like, oh, I'm so sorry you can't make it, but hey, how about having a party of your own on a day that works better for you? I promise it'll be fun for your friends. We can make something chocolate and laugh at all my mistakes, and you'll earn free and discounted products. What do you think? If you say this to all the people who say they can't make it, you will probably line up 2 to 3 more parties before your kickoff even happens. And then at your kickoff party, when everybody's having a ball and they're playing with the products, making a recipe, trying out the products, you'll probably get a couple more bookings from the people who are there. And then you know what'll happen? You will have a nice full calendar and you can ride the wave. The biggest mistakes new consultants make is that they feel like, oh, I don't want to book everybody right away because what am I going to do down the road? I better spread them all out. So they line up 1 or 2 shows here and then they wait and then they line up 1 or 2 shows there, but they never really get enough momentum. You do not need to know enough people to book 3 months, 6 months, 9 months, a year. You need to book 30 days the way you want it booked. Okay, so if you want to do 8 parties a month, then you want to look at your first 30 days and book at least 8 parties, maybe 9 or 10, just in case someone gets the flu or it snows. And then all you have to do is average 1 booking from each of those parties, and your calendar will fill itself. If your goal is to do 8 parties and you only line up 2, it's hard to get 8 from 2. It's easy to get 8 from 8. Okay? All right. So another thing to think about is who do you know? Like I said, most people's first team members are people they already know. So the other thing to think about is who do you know that would find this business fun? Who do you know that would love to fill their kitchen with Pampered Chef products? Because now you guys know you get a great deal on the products in the kit. At your kickoff party, you're the host earning all the free products and the consultant getting all the commission. You can turn around, you earn Pampered Chef dollars, then you can turn around and buy the samples at half off and pay for it with Pampered Chef dollars. So you know in a very short period of time, you could be having an absolutely packed kitchen, right? Who do you know that could use extra income, flexibility? Who would be really fun to work with? You can reach out to them and say, you know, this could be the furthest thing from your mind. I'm not sure if you heard the news, but I just got started recently with Pampered Chef, and oh my gosh, I cannot believe, you know, all that I can earn here. And I just was thinking this might be a good fit for you. You know, is this something you'd like to learn a little bit more about? You can invite them to come to your kickoff to kind of see what you do, what we do. You can also invite them to talk with you and your director over a cup of coffee or over the phone or even via Zoom like this to get all their questions answered, because we don't expect you when you're brand new to answer these questions. We also, our team has a Facebook group called the Think About It group. It's for people who aren't really sure about the business, but they want to think about it. you could add anybody who's curious to that Think About It group so that they can look around there and see about the information that is posted there. Okay. Now, when you're reaching out to people about shows or about the business, some will have hesitations. It's going to be natural. Some will have questions. That's natural. You might not have a large enough circle of friends to get all the shows that you need from this strategy alone. And I want to let you know that is absolutely, positively okay. You know what the solution is? You want to be like peanut butter and jelly with your director. Keep in very close contact with your director. Anytime you start a new job, you usually have a mentor on the new job, someone you can ask questions of every step along the way. And guess what? You have the same thing here. You're in business for yourself, but not by yourself. We don't expect you to have all the answers because you ordered a kit. We directors expect to hear from our new people. In fact, the most successful consultants are the ones who are constantly fighting the urge to say, I'm so sorry to bother you again, but I have another question. And you're not bothering us. In fact, believe me, we directors have calls every now and again, and we talk about, oh my gosh, I got this new consultant. She's so excited. She's messaging me almost every day. It's awesome. We love it because we know how to help people if we know what situation they're in. If we know what they're hearing from their people that they're contacting, we know how to help. But what we're not good at is reading minds. So if you don't let us know what you're hearing and what kind of progress you're making or not making, we don't know how to help you. And it is our job and our joy to help you get your business exactly where you want it to be. So please, please, please keep in close contact. If I am your director, don't text me. I will never get it. The phone number I give you is a landline, okay? But you can message me through Facebook. And you can, of course, call me. And then there's other training as well. PCU means Pampered Chef University. You guys are going to receive a series of emails from the home office. I think you get 3 your first week with links for little snippets of training. And a lot of them support what you just heard here today. The first one, I believe, is about your launch list, and that's coming up with that list of who you know. In addition to that, our team has a cooking show training that has been recorded and a business basics that has been recorded. So the cooking show training is all about what to do at the cooking show from the time you walk in right through order processing. Business basics is what we do behind the scenes to have a strong business, kind of getting organized and working with our host to have a successful show. These have been recorded, so you listen to them when the time is right for you. So if you want to okay, I just want to kind of get through reaching out to my top 20 and maybe a couple of days before my kickoff, I want to listen to that cooking show training. So it's fresh in my mind. You can do that. So you can tailor, the pace of the training to fit you and what works for you. We also have, I didn't list it here, but virtual party training. We've got that recorded as well. And all of these can be found in your team's Facebook group. And if you have trouble finding them, just ask your director and we'll send you the link. If you live locally to your director, we also have monthly sales meetings. All right. So let me stop the screen share here so I can see all your lovely faces. And I know that's kind of a lot in a big nutshell, but I hope that you're feeling excited and empowered. You're probably feeling scared too. That's normal. Don't worry about it. I used to be a nurse before I was a Pampered Chef consultant, and I will tell you, the body reacts the same to excitement and fear. So every time you get nervous, just tell yourself you're excited. Okay? So questions? Michelle's raising her hand. Yes, Michelle.
Well, I just have a quick, if you're going to, or you could very quickly touch on, for these new consultants, what if they just had a kickoff party and signed up? So you know, if you can give them some advice on that.
Yes, if you just recently had a party and you're signing up from there, instead of using the backup plan of your top 20 people, instead of using the backup plan as, hey, come to my kickoff party, just reach out to see if they want to have parties of their own, and use the backup plan is, do they want to run around with catalogs and collect orders or have a virtual party? And also, if you just had a kickoff party, think about all the friends that couldn't make it to that kickoff party, okay? And also, look through the launch list that came from Pampered Chef. Most of the time when we're just hosting, we invite the people who are kind of obvious to us. But all of a sudden you become a Pampered Chef consultant, go beyond the obvious. Dig a little deeper. Go through the launch list that will come in the link. I believe it's in either the first or the second email that you're going to get from the home office. And let that list evolve. And I will tell you, the most valuable bookings that you can get when you're new is from acquaintances, people you don't know that well. Think about your new business as if it were, instead of a Pampered Chef business, think of it as a restaurant. If you were opening up a restaurant, would you only tell your close family and friends? Or would you be telling the world? You'd be posting it on Facebook. You'd be asking your friends to post it on Facebook for you on their wall. You'd be trying to get the word out to everyone you knew who might want to come to your restaurant. You want to treat your business the same way. This is not a prejudged kind of thing. So think about your acquaintances. Excuse me, I got a little tickle. Acquaintances like the person who cuts your hair, maybe your child's teacher, maybe the tellers at the bank you go to all the time. Excuse me. Maybe the person who works at the coffee shop where you grab your morning coffee. Maybe people you see at your yoga studio or your gym. People in a book club, people, remember Mr. Rogers? Who are the people in your neighborhood? Think of where you go in an average week and who do you see that isn't someone you would consider a close friend. Excuse me. And reach out to them. Just do your best to get the words Pampered Chef out your mouth. Who of you has already gone out and just mentioned Pampered Chef to people who aren't close friends and family? And if you have, what have you found the responses to be? What is usually the thing that comes out of someone's mouth when you say Pampered Chef?
Oh, I love Pampered Chef.
Exactly. Angie, did I tell you to say that? No, I did not. And Angie isn't a director. She's a brand new consultant. But yes, that's what we usually hear. As soon as you get the words Pampered Chef out of your mouth, people start with, oh, Pampered Chef? I love Pampered Chef. And very often, I've been in the grocery store with a Pampered Chef Season's Best Recipe booklet with the ingredients. And I've had total strangers come up to me because they see Pampered Chef on the cookbook. And they ask me if I'm hosting. I tell them I'm a consultant. They go, oh my gosh, I love Pampered Chef. And they start telling me about all their favorite products. And I'm a complete stranger to those people in the store. So just try to get the phrase Pampered Chef out your mouth. And then think of a way that you can help them.
Right, I was going to say, can you give some
Yes.
words to say
Yes.
so people don't go,
Yeah,
oh, me too,
so
bye-bye.
you're at the bank and you're saying, I'm so excited I'm opening up a new account for my Pampered Chef business. You're at the coffee shop and someone says, good morning, how are you? What's new? You go, what's new? Oh my gosh, I'm so excited. I just got started with Pampered Chef. You're trying to somehow get that phrase out your mouth. When someone says, oh, Pampered Chef, either they say, I love Pampered Chef, or they say, what's that? And you want to find a way that you can help them. Oh my goodness, we have great products for getting a quick, healthy meal on the table. Would you like a link to my website? If they say yes, great. Now you've got a reason to get their contact information logged in your cell phone, so you can text them that link. Or they have a reason to friend you on Facebook, so you can message them with that information. I'm struggling with this tickle right now. I apologize. If they start telling you about products that they own, you could offer something about our new products or a recipe that goes along with something that they own. If they're talking about the fact that they haven't been to a party in a few years and you say, oh my goodness, so you don't know about our rock? And they go, what's that? Oh my gosh, it's the best thing since sliced bread. I'd love to send you some information about that. It's amazing. I can send you a little video about that, or I could send you a link about that. Again, so now they've got a reason to want to give you their phone number so you can text it, or to friend you on Facebook so you can message it to them. And then right away, you're going to come home and you're going to do what? Who are you going to tell?
Everybody.
Well, wait, after you have this conversation, who are you going to go home and tell about it?
Your director.
Your director! Yes, because we're going to help you with the follow-up, how to kind of move that forward, because we don't want to just sit by the phone and hope those people call us. We want to then follow up with them, and we will give you words to say and strategies for follow-up. And by the way, when we give you words to say, if they're not exactly as you would say them, be honest with us. If you're like, that doesn't sound quite like me, I'm not really comfortable with that, we can help you sort of come up with wording that is a better fit for you. We're not dictators, and our suggestions are just that. They're suggestions. They're not assignments. But work with us, because we're here we work with lots of different people, and we all have different personalities and different styles, but we're here to help you kind of tailor it to you.
Karen.
Yes.
I've had kind of the opposite of what we're talking about, people not wanting to help me. I have so many people already in 2 days that want to help me, that I'm like overwhelmed with the fact that everyone wants to either do a virtual, or they want to do host something in their home, or they want my link, or it's just so crazy that's what's been overwhelming to me. And I'm like, how do I handle this? That has been my problem. And I honestly, I mean, you've met me in person. You see that I've got a big personality, but I'm telling you, I am completely overwhelmed by the positive response that I'm getting back. I certainly was expecting kind of not so much positive, and I'm getting so much positive that have you seen that before? I'm just like, I don't even know.
Occasionally, okay, Lynn, if at first you do succeed, try not to look too astonished. And just take a deep breath and just book them. Book them at the pace that you want them. For the people who said yes to a live show, know what your dates are that you're available, and say, oh, okay, great, you want to have a party. Hey, I'm currently booking the 3rd week of February. I've got this and this date open. Do either of those work for you? Or if they say, yeah, I'll have a party. Oh, great. Do you want to get in on the Rock deal that's being offered in February? You do? Okay. Here are the dates I've got available in February. Or do you want a weekend or a weekday? But one of the best things about this business is you're in charge of your calendar. Okay? And then just move on from there. If your February is booked, go on to March. If you still have people who have said yes, and you have filled your March, and you've overbooked by 1 or 2 to accommodate for snow and flu, because it's New Hampshire, we'll get snow in March, then go on to April. I will tell you this. In 20 years, I have never, ever, ever, ever heard anybody say, oh boy, when I was new, I wish I had lined up fewer shows. You only get one shot at being new. And people expect that you're going to be calling them sort of to ask a little favor when they're new. What they don't expect is 4 months later that you're calling them. Then they're like, wait a minute, you're not new anymore, right? So play the new card. Just book them out as far as you can. As far as once whatever's full for you is, go on to the next month, go on to the next month. When it comes to the virtual parties, before you start offering them, maybe kind of have an idea of a week that you're thinking, yeah, that's going to be the week that I offer the virtual parties. Most people that I train either start with virtual parties for the first couple weeks and then line up live parties, or they start with the live parties and then maybe a little bit further out, once they get used to that, they pick a week and say, this is going to be the week I run my virtual parties in the month of February or in the month of March. So that's what I suggest. But again, this is the kind of conversation, we can one-on-one, we can really kind of get down to the nitty-gritty and what's going to work for you. So just know that this is a training, and training is to a group. But talking with your director is completely one-on-one, based on exactly where you are and where you want your business, and we can help you tailor it. But Lynn, I heard from one other person a few weeks ago who had the same problem that you had. And as a result, in the first 11 days of her business in the month of January, she started partway through January, she sold $3,500 worth of products in 4 parties. She earned 200 Pampered Chef dollars. She earned over $700 worth of free product. She earned a kit rebate, and she earned the $3,500 level of free spring products, because in January, consultants also earned free spring products, and she earned about something like $430 worth of products. So guess what? She's not feeling so overwhelmed anymore, because now she's feeling like she knows what she's doing. Now she's just excited. So hopefully, Lynn, after the holy moly, what do I do? What will be left is, holy moly, this is great. So, but if you are not like Lynn, if you're not in that place, know that Lynn's a fluke, or Lynn's response is not the typical. It's fabulous. It's what we hope for everybody, but it's not typical. Usually 1 out of 6. But again, that's all you really need, is 1 out of 6 to get off to a strong start. Okay, any other questions?
Sarah, I see, has her hand raised in the little sidebar.
Oh, I'm sorry. I didn't even notice that, Sarah. Yes, what's your question? I will unmute you because you are muted right now. There we go. Hi, Sarah. What's your question?
I was just wondering if you could tell us more about catalog parties.
About what?
About catalog parties.
Catalog parties. Okay, catalog parties are just when people say, you know what, I want to help you, but don't come over my house. And I don't use Facebook, so just give me some catalogs and some order forms, and I will run around for a week or so and collect orders. They are, they're very easy for us, because really it's no work for us. It's probably more work for the host. So they take a catalog around, and maybe they give it to a couple of friends who also take it to work. They gather orders, they hand them to us, and then we type them up and submit them as a show. 200 in sales, regardless of whether it's a virtual party, live party, or catalog show. 200 in sales is the minimum amount needed for a party. So catalog parties and virtual parties, you can line up with family and friends across the nation. You can have someone who lives out in California, send them catalogs, or set up a virtual party and have them go to town. Now, I will say that most parties are a little blend of everything. My live parties, I set up on Facebook, and they do a lot of inviting through there, and they can invite long distance people. I also give all of my live party hosts a couple of catalogs to pass around. Well, guess what? If someone's having a virtual party, I still send them a packet with catalogs, and they're still passing catalogs around, because it's just, you know, so most parties are a blend of each. Does that answer your question, Sarah? You're muted again.
Yeah. Sorry. So if they get $200 in sales, then they get the host rewards?
Yep, they get host rewards. And of course, the higher the sales, the higher the rewards. The rewards are exactly the same regardless of show type. Okay. So if you look on the back of the catalog and you look at that host rewards chart, or you look at the host rewards chart on the website, based on their sales, they earn free, half price, and discounted products. And every month there's a host bonus. Okay. So they earn that as well. And so if they earn the same thing. Yes.
So if I have a friend who says, oh, you know, I can't make it to your party, not interested in hosting, should I, for my kickoff, say, oh, can you bring this magazine in, you know, give them, you know, by this day I would need it returned, and then use that towards my party?
Well, I would first see if they want to do a virtual party.
Okay.
And no to that.
It's like the person I'm thinking of doesn't use any Facebook or anything like that.
Well, yeah. You say, hey, if I gave you a catalog, would you want to take it around for, you know, a few days to see if anybody you know needs anything? And again, you can let them know if you collect at least 200 sales, it's a show, and I can get you free products of your own. And if you don't collect that much, that's okay. I'll throw it on to my kickoff party, and you can bring those orders to the kickoff party. So absolutely. You want to give people ways that are really meaningful beyond an order. Most people, most of your friends, if they're not going to have a party, the only way they can imagine helping you is by placing an order. But really, they're probably going to place an order anyway. You want to give them these other options that are really going to actually help you build a customer base, because all of those people who place orders, you're going to learn about how we can follow up with them to thank them for their order, make sure they're enjoying their products. And by the way, would you like to get some specials we've got coming up? Or would you like to be part of my customer group on Facebook? So you're actually building a customer base. But that's not for now. That's for a little bit down the road. Okay?
Mm-hmm.
All right. So I'm going to do the screen share one more time. And I can go to the last slide. And I would love for you guys to email me and CC your director. If I'm your director, you don't need to CC me. kbchef@comcast.net. And if you could kindly answer these 4 questions. Number 1, on a scale of 1 to 10, how helpful did you find this call? 1 means it wasn't helpful at all. 10 means, yeah, this was great. Love it. I want to know what you found most helpful. What idea did you not come to the table with, or what you heard that was the most helpful for you? Next, we want to know, what do you need more information about right now? We do have those other trainings available, but we tailor it. You can't get all the information all at once, and we tailor it to where you are in your business. So if you're feeling like, whoa, right now, this is the information I feel is most important, we want to hook you up with that information if you can't find it on your own. So what do you feel like you need more information about right away? Question number 4, do you want a copy of this PowerPoint so that you can have the words to say right on there? Okay. I'm going to stop the recording now because I want to